Right then, lockdown workshop. What have we got today? Planet X, another one of the local ones. Headset bearing, okay. Again, a bit of a trend of them at the moment. So this is an EC130E. Now I nearly bought one of these when, if you remember the blue one I've got, the Holsworth that I broke the frame on, I nearly bought one of these. Actually, I need to put in some things in there as well to block that off. I think it was an earlier model on this. Really light bike. Really rigid, but weirdly you can ride them a long, long way. So they're kind of somewhere in between, if you're looking at a giant bike, somewhere in between the Defy and the TCR. They're kind of in between that, so they're actually a really good, fast, almost aerodynamic bike. You know, they've got a bit of aero profiling on the forks, and it's a little bit heavier than a normal lightweight. You know, the mileage crunch is like the Pro Light, but that obviously came later. So, no, decent bike. So why have we got this one? So somebody who used to be a member of the club, who isn't a member anymore, stopped doing cycling and triathlons and stuff like that, and he's just gradually selling off all this kit. He sold off a Pro Pal last year that Mick, who's another of the bikes that I fixed, he bought that one. This one came up, I saw it, and I knew Steve, the guy with the Pinnacle that I keep repairing, he was looking for something lighter to race on, and I was keeping an eye out for him, and I went, that's a good bike. And it's a good bike, and this is obviously a new model of it as well. It's not uber new, so it's probably about 7-8 years old, 8, probably more towards 8, but it's not the really old one. It's got the 5700 or something, or the 6700 gear set. I think it's the 6700. I can't see any writing on any of these. It's got a few issues though. So what I've determined so far with the basic one is there's something wrong with the brake and there's something wrong with the gears, but not the gears as such, the gears actually at the shifter end, which if I'd have gone along with Steve to look at the bike, I probably might have flagged that up, because if we have to replace that shifter, it could get expensive, like 60, 70, 80, 90 quid worth of expensive second hand. Who knows, I haven't really looked. I'm hoping it's just something that's bent or misaligned, or a screw's fallen out or something, or it's been adjusted that way. It's probably easy if I bring you to have a look at it. So there lies the problem. What it should look like is about there. That thing there should be roughly in line. It should sit nicely. There's a little, like a recessed thing on that side that sits against it, even though that looks like it might be slightly out of line as well. So it should sit somewhere like that, but for some reason this is going all the way across. Now that bit there looks like it's in the right place. It is that looks like it's skew-eyed more, because if I put it back to where I think it should be, that looks about right. Now weirdly they don't say 105, oh they say 105 down there, so they are. I wondered if they were Soras or Planet X have had to put in 105 group step on, and then they'll put one piece of it that's like a cheap part of it, but so it's 11 speed shifter. So worst case scenario, I can rob one off my wife's turbo bike, because it's that one. It's not the one that usually gets broken. That's the one that usually gets broken. For some reason, don't know why, it's always that one that gets broken by people when they crash. No idea why, but it's nearly always that one. Very rarely that one. So I think what we're probably going to have to do is get all the cables out of it, because we have got another issue with the front brake as well. Actually, no, that's on this one. So we've got to strip that down. So as you can see, that's not doing anything, and the brakes are pretty much sticking on. I think the brake pads are slightly in the wrong place as well. They don't appear to be on the rim. So I think the best thing we can do is get that off, get the cables out, make sure it's not the cable that's gummed up in there, because it looks like somebody might have been getting a bit liberal with the old squirty can. Judging by a lot of things I've seen, particularly around the bottom bracket, there's a lot of muck and stuff. It does look like it's had some chain issues as well, because there's signs that the chains come off and eaten that. Pedals wise, I know this particular rider did seem to have a lot of problems with pedals, so we'll check them as well. It's got the usual amount of Luke play. We'll ask Steve if he wants me to take them off. I can't remember if Steve runs Shimano or Luke. We'll find out. Just have a look whether this back brake's got the same issues going on. It's not the best mechanism in the world, so again we might slacken off those cables and just check they're alright as well. The back derailleur looks like it's fine actually. We don't seem to be having any problems at all with that, so I think that's all good. Bearings wise, the front wheel's okay. Back wheel, it's a little bit noisy, but oh god, yeah, that back brake's catching. It's just misaligned. And again, it might not actually be in the frame properly, and a few other things. That's a bit better. If that's any better now. No, that's catching as well. So I think we need to have a general look at that. Planet X did have an annoying habit of having the cables, a massive kink in the cable there. There's no reason to do it. You can just take a little bit out of the cable, it seems to fix that, but we'll check it anyway. We'll pull the cable through. I'm a little bit worried about pulling the cables through on this because I don't know how this one hangs together. I don't know if it's an internal routing or whether you've got to fish the cable through. It looks like you've got to fish it through. It doesn't look too bad though, so it's got plenty of holes. So I think first thing we'll do is we'll get this off, get that undone, get that lever off, and then we'll inspect the lever and see if we can find out what's wrong with it. Sorry, I've been pointing at a whole load of things and all you could see was the lever. So there is, the back brake is sticking a little bit as well. It's not quite aligned very well. There's lots of areas around here, like there's really thick caked on dust and grease and stuff. There's some chewing of the gears that there, which indicates we might have had some changing issues. And the other thing I've done, which is what I should have done first, is actually test the chain. Oh, the chain's way past. So it does need a new. It's only just needs a new chain, so that's good. It's off on that one, but it's through on that one. So we'll stick a new chain on it. I don't know if I've got any 10 speeds in stock. I think I might have used the last one up. I have. So we'll whip that off. So it does need a new chain as well. Right, let's start tearing into it. I'm turning you off for this one. I will. There's plenty of length on that, so we'll just snip it. And is this a 4 or a 5? Because I can never make my mind up. It's 4. I have to buy some new ones of these, I think. That's very, very stiff. That's not seized in there. That's it. There she's gone there. Right. It has been, I suspect it's been over tightened. Right. Alright, see if I can remember the drill with these. Again, it's not very often I have to change the upper ring one. No, it's a 105, so it's the newer 105, so it should be, there's a little flap like the 106 is had. Yeah, it is definitely the older 105s. It's the 6700. It's the 11 speed. It's not the 7500, the 700 ones, which were the current generation or the current iteration. Because it's been awkward and I can't get it out. I need a pokey. for doing this, but we'll make do with the Allen key. So these are the inspection flaps that allow you to get to the cable there. So there should be one, which means it should come out there. Yes, right. So if I follow the thinner one round, which is that one, there we go. Oh, that's a bit scabby. We'll have to squash. It's like, I think I've just said, it looks like this has been over tightened and it's really crushed this bit badly. So I probably need to see if I can squash that back into shape, or we might have to cut it off and stick a new cable in. Can't find my pliers. Oh, there they are. Right, let's give it a go. I'm not holding much hope for this, but no, I'm just going to muller everything. Let's just clip it off. So that's that out. I'll put that in the bin. That's suitably chewed up. Right. Let's get the brake off. And because Shimano don't like to stick to one size nut, this is a 5mm. So what the problem is with this is it's been sat that long, it's probably gummed up. You can see it's, I don't know whether it's been stored in the house, and it's got, obviously it's been greased at some point, but then a whole load of dust and stuff stuck to it. You generally find this happens to a lot with turbo bikes as well. If they spend a lot of time on the turbo, you come to use them and they're absolutely mullered. Look at this thing. Yeah, there's no numb to be full now. At least it moves. Well, it appears to move smoothly. Lovely. So we'll make sure we get some anti-seize on that when we put it back in. Will I get away with unscrewing that one? Come on, let go of it. No. That's the part. Oh, there we go. That's better. So, yeah, one side's moving, one side's not. So that one is completely seized. Yeah, that's not moving at all. Yeah, so that's seized up. We need to free that up. Sorry, could you see that? That bit there's seized up. So it's just that side that's moving, that side isn't moving. I suspect it's the same on the back. Right, so we've got to do the same for the back now as well, because we need to get the back off. Now we're going to have to clip the thing on that one because I've got to feed it through. But again, we've got plenty of spare there, so unless that's mullered in, been over tightened in there, shouldn't be a problem, he says. Of course, because it's a 5mm on this, but then a 4mm to take it out. Just want to have a look at the back wheels as well. Might as well get the chain off while we're here. So I'm sure I saw a split link go past earlier. Yep, there we are. Get your knuckles in. There we go. Knuckles straight in. Right. Get the back wheel off now. So I just want to check the bearings on this because they feel alright. I couldn't tell whether they were ball raced or they were cup and cone, because at least I think that all the fulcrums were ball raced, but I could be wrong. I have to stick some grease in there if they're not. I'll just get this off. Do a quick visual inspection of the pulley wheels, the wheels. These two tend to suffer on 105s for some reason. Right, that's fine. I will just find somewhere to sling that. Getting the lid out of the way. Right, just check the hanger as well. The hanger looks like it could be a little bit bent. We might have to check that out. Right, now we can check the bottom bracket properly. So I think while we're here, we'll get this out as well. Since the bike's going to get a proper once over. So that is a 5, I know that. That's a 5.5. That's a 5. While we're doing, we might as well just get it off and clean up all this muck. We'll get the bottom bracket out, we'll give it a clean and reseat it. Just want to have an inspection of the frame because we don't know anything about this bike. So it's going to pretty much get a full on strip down. Too many tools that look alike. So this is the adapter for removing this. I'll get you around here, but it's just too much faff and you've seen it before. So the screw that's in the end, this is to put a preload. So you shouldn't any more than finger tight really on that. And that's just that cap with the funny star nut. And that's the special Shimano tool for that. Bob them up there. I don't know where my I have a box going somewhere to chuck bits in there. Don't appear to like that. Not the lid. What's happened to that? Who knows? Right. So that's just going to get that one off now. So there's a little safety retainer and that should come off. Yes, it's been moved. There we go. So there you go, that's off. You can see it's got like been well greased and stuff, but it's and the little rubber seals there as well. There's a little rubber seal that tends to get lost on a lot of these, and they're really hard to get hold of. I think we're going to have to give that a bit of gentle persuasion. So just soft face hammer, like a dead blow hammer. That's it. Visual inspection, it looks alright, teeth down. There's not much wear on this, to be honest. I don't think it's seen a great deal of mileage. There's obviously shoe alignment issues going on there. Catching. Trying to work out which bit. It's probably the front, so I'd say the shoes are just a bit too much. Not a massive fan of look pedals, to be honest. There you go. I'm not sure if Steve rides them anyway, so we'll just... Bearings actually feel okay. It's generally the non-drive side bearing that goes though, because the drive side bearing's got a bit more protection. It's the same with the wheels as well. It's the non-drive side that tends to have the issues. The rub plate's in place as well, so what we'll do is we'll take this outside at some point, give this a quick spray off before we put it back together and clean up all this and get that back brake off as well now. So it's pretty much, it is pretty much almost having a full strip down. You see now weirdly this one isn't a 4, it is a 5. Right. Somewhere I have put the hours and hours and hours of video of me walking around looking for stuff. Keep his finger behind it so it doesn't rub on the frame. Yeah, definitely some anti-seize on that. It's starting to corrode into the frame. So everybody thinks carbon frames are all made out of carbon. They're not. They're carbon with aluminium or some other form. Let's just have a quick look at this one, see what's going off with this one. That's moving, and that's also moving. Yeah, that seems to be working okay. So I suspect that is a tight cable. Yeah, it is a bit, and it will be round there because when it was up there like that, yeah, that's what it is. This needs shortening slightly. There's a lot of corrosion around this lug when it comes in and out of the frame. I don't know whether it's whether it's a feed through from, no it's not, so it is, they are just a drop in. So that's actually corroded itself into the frame. So I'll have to try and get that out. I mean, it's no great loss if we don't. I'll just shove the cable through and just trim a couple of mil off the end of that. Got a bit of a droop on there. Now Shimano as well, so it's a bit annoying. Again, it could have just been done with a bit of anti-seize on the end of it. We'll have another go at trying to get that out. It's not coming. It's not happy. I wonder if they glued it in. nothing. Right, so the best thing I can do now is just get this off here, which is another 5mm, so it's an Allen bolt. There's an Allen bolt there. And there's just like a little strap, and they are the fiddliest thing in the world to get back on. Especially as I'm trying to avoid retaping it. Well, you might still have time to retape it. That's it. That's the brake cable, so yeah, that's very, very tight, that brake cable. I've just dropped something, I'm not sure what, probably the other end of this. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so they have a thing on it. It's not dissimilar to the ones that are used for fastening the brake things in. It's just an Allen head, and then that sits on there, spreads the load out, and that disappears down into there like that, and bolts onto there, and that's the end of the cable. So let's just tear into it. Right. So if you do ever need to get these off, that's where you do it. I might have some of these actually. Then again, I might not. Who knows? Right, so I think the best thing I can do now is get this onto the bench. Right, I've got to get this cover off now, and there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can do them while they're on the bars, but we haven't got these on the bars, so we don't need to go through all that pain. That's it, cover off. Right, you see this? Right, I've got to try and work out why that isn't there, which is where it should be. So there's something that should be stopping it that's not. I don't know where that is. I don't know if it's an adjustment. Yeah, it's definitely not right. There's definitely something that's not picking that up when it should do. I thought taking these out was actually fairly straightforward, but there is a special tool, a disassembly tool, which I do happen to have and I've never actually used. It's this one. Now whether or not it works for this version, who knows? It wasn't the cleverest thing to do. There we go. Right, let's go and have a look. Right, none the wiser. Tried to look at some schematics, but they're not being particularly helpful. I don't think the problem's in the shifter mechanism. I think it's in this end bit here. So I'm going to go hunting around in here to see if I can work out what's wrong with it. All right, I see. I'm not sure there's a lot I'm going to be able to do with that. It's actually mullered it. So unless I can get either replace the lever part or do something to build that back up, I'm not sure what I can do here. I can try adjusting that down, but I don't think that's really going to help us massively. So I'll find the smallest. Yeah, it's not that small. It's smaller than that. So I think that was a 1.5, probably 1:1. Let's get the uber tiny one out. Nope, they're stars. That looks like a 1. That doesn't fit. I've definitely got a 1. And I thought I was trying a 1.5, maybe I wasn't, maybe I was trying a 2. Well, we do have smaller than a 1.5, we have 1.3 or a 1.25. That's a bit irritating. They've deliberately hobbled the thread so that you can't. But I'm not going to let that. Oh, we might have done it. Oh, you aren't getting all this, are you? This flipping camera, a bit of the death of me. Right. So there's you can see it's. I think it's been wanged the wrong way, or it's caught on something, and it's damaged the housing there. I'm not even sure if I could tap that back in a bit. And I don't think I've got. Let's. I think it wants a replacement lever. They are aluminium, not. And it's a 1.3 Allen key if you're interested. Right, let's look on the other one, see how much play we've got on the other one. No. the other ones is definitely catching it, so I think it does want to go back in a bit further. So I could try and build it up with a bit of JB weld or something, or even put a longer grub screw in, because it looks like a fairly standard thread. We'll see how we go with that, and if it's a problem but I think that's fixed it. Boom. There you go, didn't have to tear it all to pieces, because I've just had a look and it's a fairly complicated process on one of these. So back that together now. So it does look like you can adjust the whole reach of it, but obviously what that does to your indexing, I don't know, to be honest. Because it goes through so far and actually picks up the indexing. Right, that actually looks straight now, so I think we've fixed that, because it was right the way over there. So that's fine now. Just got to make sure it's right the way round, ready to accept a That's it. Yeah, it's opened up now, so that's opened up. I can slide the cable back in. Right, let's get this back on the bike. Right, this is the fiddly bit now, and I've got to see if I can do this and avoid having to recable it all, because if you remember, I love recabling. Oh yes. Oh yes, you beauty. Of course, not got the plug ready in my hand that needs to go in with it. Not even sure where I've put it. Oh, maybe that was it. Yes, that was it. I had it in my hand all along. Right, pray for me. Come on, bite you bugger. Like I said, these are the most awkward things to put back on. Oh, I think we might have got it. Just check I've got them lined up properly. Difficult to tell without the rubbers on. Of course I've not put the rubber on, so I've now got to put the rubber on. And we've got to hope that the cables are there so we can feed them back in. I hate this. I really do hate these. You've just got to be so brutal with them. That's it, we're in. Cracked it. Just got to unfold it all now. Of course it would have been easier just to leave it off for the time being. That's it, cracked it. Oh yeah, let's get that off as well. Quick check the bearings. They feel nice. No problem. Right. That works okay. Let's send the rear brake cable back down and hope it fits. We're back in the room. Right. Sorry, I got called for lunch. So we fed that in. You have to be careful. The hole you're aiming for is right at the back. They're actually not the easiest thing to find without shining the torch down there, which is why I've got the light on my watch. Best thing that they ever did that was put that light on there. So I just want to check you're actually getting some decent movement through that. It's tight, but that's okay. Right. So let's get this back under here. We do need to make sure that we're not crossing anything. So that's got to go through to the back. What I'm going to do as well is just wang a bit of copper slip on there just so we don't get any more corrosion. Motion detected at the front door. Yeah, we've got ring devices everywhere now. Right, so I don't know whether that went under there. I think that probably went under there, so just going to put a bit of copper slip on the end of that gear cable, and hopefully this is where we find out that we have got or I'm going to cry. Come on, in you go. Can't see. Yep, we are. Right, sorry, I grease on my finger. I couldn't shine the light up. So fortunately, there is a thing that feeds all the way through. Hopefully we can get it through the back one. Actually, that feels a lot better. I must be a bit more happier if I could get the cable out the back of here that's not wanting to play ball. But there is definitely some drag going on in there, and that's, actually, if I'm honest, probably that cable's too long as well. I don't know if somebody's changed these.
Motion detected at the front door.
Yeah, there's definitely some drag on that inner that's actually in there.
Motion detected at the front door.
But it is, I really can't get that out of there. I think I suspect they've glued in the I suspect they've glued in the inner and it's glued onto that. But it's through, it's doing what it's supposed to do, so I still think that this probably wants to be a bit shorter, to be honest, and that's why we're getting a bit of a draggy back brake as well. Yeah. You can see there's a lot of corrosion in there as well. So let me take a bit of a punt at how long it really needs to be. So there's plenty of room there, there's plenty of room there. You could probably take 2 or 3 inches off that. So let's make sure we've got that all the way back. Oops, sorry. Right. I think we'll probably get away with that. Yep, good. Right. Bit more copper slip, since the copper slip we have is now on the bit that we've just cut off. Put the excess back. Seems to go forever, copper slip. Or molly slip, or I think they call it anti-seize in the States. Right. I thought I'd hit it first shot there. Gotcha. Said it before, say it again, that spotlight feature on the Fenixes, the Fenix 7 and onwards, best thing they ever put on. Right, we've got another mating service at the back, so we'll get that. Again, we're looking to stop corrosion. Now the back one was okay. I think it just needed the things adjusting. So again, you can see there's been a bit of corrosion going on. So we'll just make sure we've got a good bit of that going on both sides of this. So we can stick that in there, and then we'll slaver a bit on there as well, just for good measure. Can't really set this until the back wheel's on properly, but we can certainly torque it up. Yep, that's running nicely. Just put a little bit of grease on the roller surface there. And a spot of oil just on the bearing itself. And there's one more, I think. Yep, brilliant. Right then, so we can finish that one off when we get the wheel in. Now we've just got to go and tackle the front one, but before we go any further, let's just see how those brake levers look. Right, let's see, don't see if you can tell what we're looking at there. Hold on, where are we looking? Ah, there we go. Right, so that's that one, that's that one. I'm probably not in the best angle here to see, but movie there. So that one was right over there. Now it's back almost where it should be. It's not quite, but it's near enough. So I think that's fine. If we have any more issues with it, then we'll swap those levers over. Right, so let's get the cable, the new gear cable in. So standard Shimano 1.2mm shift cable, as opposed to the SRAM 1.1mm, so they are different. Before people start jumping. And they're not Jaguar cables, because Jaguar cables are sometimes 1.2mm too. But it's mainly the mechanism that causes the problem. It's the shifter barrel. I'm going to need to swap that, that's way too short. So I think we'll have a look in the thing and see if we can find one of them. Right, I'm just putting this back because I need to set that back to neutral again. And just make sure it is, yep, it's in neutral. So if I shove this in now, the little trapdoor should poke open. And it should pop through. So that's the little access. Just makes life easier so you can actually then feed it back through. Something SRAM could do with doing on one of theirs. I can't remember which one it was, but it was an absolute flipping pig to do. Right, just checking it's working. Yep, that's working, it has taken it up. Must remember to knock that back down again. So you can see there's a guide way there. Through there, and that's what that door's covering. So I need to feed this down the back of there, and that'll hit, hopefully, the back of the cable, and it should pop out of that one. There we go. The big long lump of muck and fluff that's come out with it. So just make sure this doesn't nick, so as you feed it through, just, that's it, gently drop it onto there. Close the trapdoor to cover it up. That's it. Put this back, and hopefully, if I've remembered, I should de-index it. Now's the time to check the index is working. Not when you've got all the way to the other end, and then you can make sure it's in the bottom before you get there. So we'll just, right, half full and the other half. So that's it. Half full. In trim, change down, last trim, there we go. So that's now at the bottom. So again, I'm going to put a bit of liquid thread lock, not liquid thread lock, I'm going to put a bit of molly slip around there, because we're already seeing that there's some interference. There shouldn't be a problem on this side, because on this side we actually have a plastic insert. Hopefully there's guidelines behind this, because otherwise I'm going on a massive fish, and I don't like fishing frames because they are a pain up the backside. Oh, I thought I had it then. There we go, brilliant. Whether or not it makes it down, who knows? No, that doesn't sound good, does it? Right, let's there might not have been any. A bit tight, that actually. So another reason why it's good to have everything off now, because it means this is nice and light for fishing duty. So we've got to get in the bottom of there. Is that actually fed down? Oh, we can't. No, because it's going into there, isn't it? Aha, so there was a cable. So we've got to get that cable into there, which means that's got to come off. Oh, I hate you. I bet you that was attached to the back of there, you know. Right, let's feed that back through. See if we can get this to come out the top. That's going to be the easiest way, isn't it? So there probably was a fish straight down. Oh, there we go. Ah, you swine. So I can do the loop trick now. If you put that in as a loop, there's a high probability that we might actually get that. It's there. I can see it. I'll let go of it as well. Oh, I've got a hook. This might do it. So there was already a cable in there to fish into. I have no idea where that's gone now. I suspect we're still going to end up going fishing. Gone fishing. What we want is to try and get that back up there into that hole. Nope, it's not having it right. Dirty tactics trick number 5. You can always come at it from the other direction. I've got a feeling we're just going to taking this bottom piece off. That's what that's there for, it's for fishing. Trouble is I can't even feel it anyway, so. No. I couldn't do that again, got it out the other hole. Oh, we've got it. There you go. So now we can feed that through and it should follow this through now into there and come out. Right, so that's it, that's a bit of it out. That's a bit of that out, so should Get to shove all this all the way in now. Push that out of the way. So I think they normally glue those onto the back of there, and obviously the glue's failed. We've had that on a few of these Planet X frames where the glue's on the back's failed. Right, that's in. That's in. And that's where it should be. Right, so we've got that cabled up, we've got that cabled up, we've got that cabled up, we've got that cabled up. I think we're all cabled up now. Oops, I'm not even sure where you've been recording. Who knows? Like I said, this camera, I much prefer the other one. Right. Right. Stick it back down again. I think now's the time to go into the frame, a quick clean out. Look at a water job. I might go and take it out there and do it. Give it a quick hose off. I'll probably take it out the other door. Just try and clean all this grease and grime off it. Get it all nice and shiny. Get all the dust off it, and then we can see where we are with stuff. Then it's just final assembly. Probably would benefit from having a ultra good group set on it. And we'll see. I've got to find some stuff for that. I'm not happy with them bolts there, so we'll get them out and get them changed for some better bolts. I'll go and wander off up to the... in fact, we'll get them out now and make sure we don't have any issues with that. I can't see what they are though. They look like 4s. Could be a 3. Probably a 4. Can't find the 4. Can't find the 4. That's not one, that's not one. Nope. 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 I must have had it because we're going to do some shit with it. No. We'll find out if it's a 3 now, won't we? That's definitely a 4. I just appear to have lost the 4. No idea where that's gone. So we'll, given that I've lost it, we'll adopt plan B, which is just hope that these things come undone. They look really nasty curvy. So what I'll do is I'll get a couple of, I've got some titanium or stainless steel screws we can drop in there. These are just normal ones, but we'll make sure we absolutely case them up with copper slip before they go in. It looks like these might have actually been done, but I'm just concerned about those there that haven't. It's had something on it, but who knows what. Right, I think we're just about ready to give it a good clean now. I want to get all this lot sorted out. That looks a bit of a bugger's muddle. I'm not too sure about the cover on that one. Seems to be running smooth enough anyway. We'll just put the front... no, we haven't stripped the front brake out yet, have we? Right, we're upside down view now. Right. So apart from all the crud and crap, they're actually not in too bad a nick. There's a lot of dust and shit on them. I suspect it's just a little bit seized up, so it is this side that's gone, so we've just got to try and get that off. I think that's a 3. It's a 3. Now there is quite a heavy spring on these as well, so I've got to be careful. We don't want any finger accidents. And I can't remember if they have some kind of a weird locking nut on as well. So I think that is a separate knot that you've got to get off, which is a 10 by the looks of it. I'm going to try and use the socket because the socket won't get onto it. That's it. No idea what that was, I just dropped on the floor. No, still no idea. Right. Aha. Now we're getting some movement. So it could have just been, there's a bit of crud built up behind it and it's over tightened. So we'll just get it off anyway. Or at least try and get it to the point where I can get some grease in there. Do like I did with the other one, just put a little bit of oil on the pivot points. Now, I think if I wind this out the other way, it should lock onto that. That's it. So, well, effectively slackens off that joint, but locks it into that screw. Yeah, that's much better. Saved! I'm glad about that because it got a set of 105s on it, his old bike that were absolutely mullered. But I think they were the older ones than this, they were the old 10 speeds. So I actually said the serial number wrong, these are the 6700s. That's it, that's looking good, nice and clean. Everything there, we've got everything, yeah, we just missed that bit that's on the bike. A bit of molly slip on the back of that, and we'll which is there, and we'll get all that back on the frame. Slightly harder to deal with this one because it's all recessed inside the forks, so just slaver it all over that, drop that on, make sure we get everything. And this one just needs absolutely caking in it because that will corrode inside the forks. Make sure it's all over there as well. Oops. Right. Let's get that a nice clean. Headset feels a bit. Right, I think I'm just going to check out the headset as well. I'm not entirely happy with that. So, jobs are good. Right, need that forward again. I found it. It was down there. It was just the eyes were painted on the 5. Right. So while we're here, we'll get that swapped out for another one. had a crappy Planet X one. I don't appear to not have a crappy Planet X one. 101 mils. What's that one? Leave that. Thought I've got some Planet X ones. I've not even got them on this bike. Right. No, I'm not even up there on that one. I'll have to go and have a look for them. Thought I got a Planet X that was about a 90 or 100, which would have been spot on for this. I was going to drop that down anyway, just to check the headset bearings and just raise that up, because it doesn't need to be that low, to be honest. I also need to free off that seat post as well and make sure that goes down before Steve comes for his bike fit. So we'll just drop these out. This is actually a mountain bike stem, that. It's a Decathlon mountain bike stem. I've got a really nice oversized handlebar stem that would be nice on this. I've even got a white carbon one, but unfortunately the white won't go with it. But I've got the oversized one that used to be on the old Holdsworth. I had that. That's quite a nice setup. That it's a wider bar. In fact, it's wide and then it goes even wider. Right, so we'll just drop them down there, out of the way, and do the usual, that's it, get that and out of the way. Find the split ring. Found it, can't shift it. Come on, let go, it's a lock nut. You have to get the percussive hammer on it. Just to shock it out of the way, yeah. Whoever cut these down, just used it. Right, so I've just lowered it down a bit, and then if I go, oh, it should free it off. Well, it's freed the bearing, it's not freed the cap. That's it. So we should be able to get that out now. Oh, that we have to go and muller it a bit more. No, that's not having it. Not usually this stubborn. Once you get that first bit poked out of the way, and they usually, there's a slit, so I'm just going to try and see if I can get it to pop out. Might need to get some more Yeah, whoever's got this down has not used a tube cutter tool, so it's that's loose balls. Right, we will definitely need to sort this out then. It's loose balls. I thought it was a ball race in these. I need a smaller screwdriver, and I can't see the smaller screwdriver. I may have had it. Oh, it's there. You know I'm going to stick this straight into my wrist. I wonder if it is a ball race that's just collapsed. I think that's a ball race that's collapsed. You know, I have to be careful with this thing because I really don't want to go replacing the ball races, don't I? So that's just... try the other method. Get the grease in from under here. I can get to the balls from under here. Really don't want to start swaying that over. Oh, that's better. Million times better. Yeah, let's just get that a quick clean out. It looks like it might have been serviced at some point because there is definitely non-standard grease under there. I think it is a ball race that might have collapsed. I don't recall Planet X putting free bearings in anything of this age. They were all pretty much ball race, so it might be that's just the ball race has popped apart. It's not the end of the world. I think the only thing that's annoying me is the fact I can't get that split ring off that sits down inside it. So one last go at it. Still in there, nailed it out. Come on. Come on, how are you cool? I'm going to stab myself in the wrist and there's going to be blood everywhere. Come on, I know you want to come out. That's proper annoying. Go. That's a good job we got that out. Good steer to that. Right, so it is I'm glad we got that out. Yeah, the where you gone? The angle on that, you can see it's not straight, so it's been done. Pointless me trying to trim it up now because I'm just going to be taking more meat off it, but yeah, that's a bit of a pain. Right, let's just clean these bearings up. Now I've smothered them in grease. Yeah, they are a sealed race, so that one's just come apart. You can actually push them apart because of the type of race they are, but obviously you shouldn't have to, and they shouldn't really come apart. So let's try and scrape all the crap out of this so it doesn't go in the bearings. Oh, yes, look at that. Right. Something else has dropped on the floor. Always make sure your seat's clean because you could be getting head knock that's not down to the tensioning on your bearing. So we'll just put some of this in because the red grease helps it sit. It also forms a barrier to stop crap from getting behind it, which is what's happened here. I'll try and force some into there as well. Right. So that's that. Right, that's the bottom bit done. Let's see what we can do with this top bit and get that flipping retainer out of there, because that's not right. Oh, I don't think it had collapsed, I think it just didn't want to come out. I think it's just absolutely stuck in there. It probably just wants a tap out. There'll be some muck stuck behind it as well, probably. I think as I can get into it now, I can get a bit more leverage on it. So get this way you can see. Oh, no. I'm just about to run out of battery as well, so we'll get this where you can see it. Oh, there goes my fingers, that was so close. See if I can shock it out. There we go. Got it. Yeah, so we'll just get that cleaned up, get some grease behind it and get it all put back together. I'm losing battery, so I will take it outside, I'll clean it and I'll bring you back when we start putting it all back together again. Yeah, just want some mully slip on that. That's just corroded and it's got stuck behind the ball race. So the ball race actually feels okay. Right, let's crack on with that and I'll give you a fresh back. Right, there's going to be some significant editing to do in this one. Right, I've been off a collecting and a foraging. They belong to that, and I have found an original Planet X stem that would have come on this bike, and hopefully that bit's the same size. It is, so we can swap that out, put the original Planet X stem back on, because that's what it would have come with at the time. That was their finishing kit, the PDF finishing kit, and they're the bolts for that. And I have found a set of nice shiny, well, I won't say shiny new bolts. I've found some shiny bolts which we can now smear some stuff in there and on there and wind that in there. That doesn't look very good. That looks like somebody's bloody cross-threaded that already. I have to be careful with that one. Yeah, that looks like it. That one's fine. I picked up the wrong one for that one. Didn't want that one. Wanted that one. There's some slightly older ones with nailing on that I was going to put on where the main bottle was if he doesn't use this bottle. So that one's fine. Just clean the threads out a bit. We might have to clean the threads out. We might have to go and get the, just been up to the garage, so everybody, you know, I do like going up and down to the garage, it's just fun. Let's get some more grease on that. Cut the thread. So when I was at school doing my woodwork and metalwork and stuff, I'm sure we had this cutting compound that it was like a green stuff that you put on when you were cutting threads, but I just don't seem to see it referenced at all now. Right. I think that one's okay. Eventually, it was a little bit foggy at the bottom. Problem is, if you leave these threads exposed, that's generally what happens. Right, I'm going to have to get the 4mm. I bet that was the one I threw on the floor. No, was that the 4mm? That's the 4mm. But it was the 5mm I threw on the floor. I've thrown something on the floor. We're going to find out what when I go hunting for it. Oh, I think we've bit. I think we've got it. It's going in with fingers anyway. It's getting tight now, so we'll just back it off. Bring it out a bit. Bring it in a bit. So I think we've gone through it now. Brilliant. Right, that's sorted that. That was a massive one to get sorted. Right, so the same for these now. Make sure I've got plenty of copper slip in there. And over the end of the bolts as well. It runs them all the way up. It's a bit of a scabby old ring sleeve. If I was Steve, I'd get some nice carbon lightweight ones, or some of them elite ones like I've got. I've given mine, but they've got orange on, so they'd look shit, to be honest. I'm a big fan of this water cage because it's got the really tiny holes, and not all the frame bolts are really tiny holes, so that's slightly annoying. But hey ho, we'll persevere with it. My grubby paw prints all over this poor frame. Sorry. Sorry Sean if you're watching. So I think it's all in all, it's a good bike. It was a good price for this bike. Fair price. It wasn't an absolute bargain because obviously we've had to do some stuff and we've had to chuck a chain in it. Potentially we were into 100 quid for a new lever, which we might still end up having to buy. So I'll keep an eye out for one of them. I mean, I've got a full Ultra group set I could chuck on it, but you know, it's whether or not Steve wants to buy my really old tired Ultra group set, to be honest. Let's swap that out while we're here. I don't know what size they were now. Everything's 5 on this one. I like this stem already. Flipping heck. It's quite good that I'm actually going to use the Planet X stem, because the reason I had it on those TT bars was because when I'm doing bike kit, I'll be honest, nobody wants a Planet X stem on. And actually they were really good stems, they were really light, even though I've just thrown it all under here. That's it. Caught everything else, drop the screw. Off. That's what I've just trod on. Who knows? No doubt the missus will be telling me off for it later when she treads it. Excuse me. How long was this bloody screw? That's a Planet X one, isn't it? Yeah, I've probably got a Planet X topper somewhere as well. Not today. I'm a dummy. Modified enough. Right, so I'm putting it on the up slant because it's been cut down, so I'm trying to raise the bars up for Steve. Don't you dare. Right. Another line. Another line. Right, so I'm not sure where the card filled up and cut off. So we've actually found a Planet X PDF finishing kit, 100mm stem, which is probably about what Steve needs. Fitted that on, I've put it in the tilt up direction to try and gain some of this headstock we've lost because that's been butchered and brought down a bit. Everything else looks like it fits. We will have to line this up because we're about 16 million miles off and it's not even tight. I think that's about it now. There's not much else left to do other than give it a quick clean outside and try and work out why that's not what it should be. Stick that back in there. Right, I think we're there now. That's probably because I took them off. Right, so all I need to do is clean that bit off there, clean that round there. Give that a good clean, just give that a good fettle, clean all my mucky paw prints off. I do need to just check that that comes undone as well. So in fact, I might do that now before we head off outside. I might be replacing this bolt as well because this one looks like it's been absolutely mullered. Oh Jesus, that's way too tight. 6 Newton meters, that was over 12 Newton meters, I tell you that now, because I'm now only hitting 6. Right, well, that's not done any damage. Use a bloody torque wrench if you've got a carbon frame. Oh, look at that. That's good news. Yep, that's good. It goes up, it goes down. That's all we're bothered about. So I can't get the bloody thing up now. Not the easiest thing to do on a frame. We'll pull that out when I'm cleaning it. Right, so all I need to do now is just take this outside, clean it. When you see it again, hopefully there'll be no mucky paw prints all over it. And we're ready to start assembling it back together again, where I will put loads of mucky paw prints back on it. But hey ho, such is life. Right, let's crack on putting it back together again. First things first, let's get these in. At some point we'll have to put the wheels back on to centre everything up and to do the brake pads and stuff. That's not annoying. Yay, finally it's bit. Right. Next. Ricky out of there. Right. A generous slathering of grease. Yeah, I know it's still wet, it's not going to hurt. There's not a flipping grease on it. Just make sure that that's nicely lubed up. Bearings were fine, I think we mentioned that. Got something eating my legs. Yep, that looks okay. I think the stops are set too low on that, so we'll adjust them out. Yeah, I think they are. We'll get that done now. That's a good spot by me. Right, which one is it? It's not that one. So I'm guessing it's that one. So this, when you're setting it, when it's in its resting with no chain on and no thing on, should be set so it's over the top of the teeth directly. That's it, that's where it should be. So it was a bit low, that one, so it might have been dropping the chain off down the inside. It does look like there's evidence of that. Shimano's aren't generally too bad for that though. Just wipe the crud off this one. I didn't bother washing this one because it's not dry side. But again, we'll just make sure we've got plenty of grease on it. Just help it bed in. Keep the top out of it. That's it. Tensioner and the tensioner tool. Remember, finger tight only. Just put a bit of grease on this. There's a smear somewhere. So try and keep your hands clean now. That's it. Just check it's running smooth. There's no play in it other than the clunky pedals. Must remember to ask Steve what pedals he runs. I think he runs sounds alright. Yeah, that's good. Good. What else have we got left to do? I've got to connect these up. Put that one back together. Make sure that that's on the inside of that one. You don't want that to catch on on anything really, that one, because it's straight down. Just be careful when you're threading these as well, especially when the brakes are open like they are now, that you don't cross thread it. But again, if you can do it with your fingers, you're not cross threading it. So you've got bloody strong fingers. Right, let's unwind that in. We'll go behind there when it's ready. Right, I think we're almost at a point where we can stick some wheels on it. Remember, I can't do the gears. I suppose I can stick the chain back on it temporarily, just to set the gears, or we just wait for the new chain to turn up tomorrow. Right, can't see if I can get it covered in crap again. It's looking a bit cleaner and less fluffy. Shouldn't have any issues getting these up now. That's it. Seems okay. Thank you. Tea Fairy's just been. That wasn't the Tea Fairy. That's the big barky dog. Right, I'm just going to drop this onto the floor now to put these in. Try not to get it covered in muck. Trying to grab hold of anything that's going to come out. As you can see, we did get the seat stem freed off. Right. The front wheel. There's a bit of movement there. And while we're here, let's sort this out. Nope. I feel if there's any head knock, but not really got the brakes on right to do. Oh, definitely, oh, they're big ones as well. Right, we'll just lightly tighten them up and then I'll torque them. I think that's about right. Don't use your frame to line up your wheels, try and line it up. There's a line of sight through the stem and through the front and the back of the wheel, otherwise you get optical illusions and all sorts going on. Right, just going to torque this one when I find out what I've done with the wheel. Yeah, that's the fine I chucked on there. Little torque wrench, 6 Newton scooters. In German terms, gut and tight. Never gets old. That's it. Let's check these as well. No, I'm not. These can be a little bit higher because it is aluminium. So, I think that's good. Right, the front ones now. Make sure oops, wrong ones. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Wrong ones. Slacken it off slightly. Still pulling through. Come on, what are you doing to me? slacken them off a bit because the pads are worn, so any overplay we can take up with the adjuster. Don't want to over tighten them either. They feel just about right now. Slightly off. Didn't do a bad job. Slightly off. Slightly overed. So it can hit in at the same time. Right, just check where the brake pads are touching. I can see metal. Yep, good. They're in the right place. Yep. Happy bunny. They feel really nice now. Not seized at all. Just got to see if we can get the back ones in the same vein, shall we say. No idea what Alexa was going to tell me then. Right. Pull. Make sure everybody's where they are supposed to be. You in yours. Yep, that feels a lot better now. Right. Just wind that down. Nip. Let's check, see. I'll see it from that side. Let's look at it from this side. Oops, wrong one. That was that first time. Now I can see steel above that. That sounds really good. Still I can hear it's a bit draggy in there, but no, that's perfect. That's that rubbing on there, which we can also do now. Make sure everything's in and it's down. I'll set the stops on that too. I'll set 2. Yeah, they're going nicely now. So that needs to go that side of that. I never remember these where they go because they had a funny routing thing. If you didn't take them the top side of the one. I can't remember whether they're supposed to exit there or exit like a loop round or whether they go up there somewhere. A bit stiff. In fact, I think I'm going to stick some a bit of copper slip on that. That looks like there's a bit of corrosion going on. Yeah, in there. Probably out there by the looks of it. Or out the bottom. I think it's supposed to go out the bottom, to be honest. It goes in there, round and out the bottom. Yep. Probably not put on right. I'll be honest, probably by Planet X. It's a be fair, there's some fairly stupid changes in these designs, isn't it? Let's check that's going now. It feels really tight and I don't know why. We've got no adjusters either on these. That's really annoying. They've not put an inline adjuster on. I guess it doesn't. Come on. Right. I think that's fine. I think that actually wants to go a bit tighter, if anything, because we're getting the first click. Yeah, take the first click. Oh, there is some movement. I think we can probably get more movement than that. Okay, normally you'd have an adjuster on for this. Yeah, that's definitely, yeah, oh, that's much better. Yep. Yep, happy with that. Oh, took them over there, right? Took them over there. I keep forgetting to do these. Right, stick that round there out of the way. Nice. Just got one to stick on there and clip that on the back as well. I think these are universal. Hopefully the universal, because I've just bought it all morning. Another bugbear I have, the amount of times I see these that are just too long. And they're just asking to get fouled in stuff, caught in stuff, caught on clothes. No need. Spin that in. That's it. Lovely jubbly. So we find out we set the front one with the... oh, we have. We set the front one with the... I knew we would. Locking it off slightly. That's better. Same for that one, just bend it in. Keeps it out of the way, it's a little bit longer, I'm not going to cut it off. Nice. Right, I think that's about as far as I can go. That looks a whole lot better. Right, so we're just waiting for the chain now. So I'll see you tomorrow when the chain arrives, and then we can just stick the chain on, set the gears up, and then we are off ski. Boom. Oh, one thing we didn't check was where that is. It's not too bad, probably wants to go up a little bit, but we'll do that now. Well, I'll figure it. Right. Tell you now, that does not go up high enough. So it should be slightly down, so that half the tooth is halfway down, just in case you can't see what I'm up to. So I'm adjusting it so that when you look down the teeth and not directly in, it's actually the jockey wheel's slightly down, so halfway through the jockey wheel is along the edge of that tooth. And when you go up, it's supposed to be pretty much on line, but this one's massively out of line. That's better now. Right, so I think that's all we're waiting for. Haven't tested the back brake, have we? Oh yeah, have you? Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, good. Right, let's catch up. We're recording. Right, we're back. It's the next day. The parts cannons arrived from Amazon. Genuine Shimano chain secured. So you know the drill with this now. You should do by now. Yeah. What we got? So I chucked the chain in the box last night. Just keep it out of the way. When I'm in the other one, you know, I normally hang it over the vise. So the drill is here. We need to measure this up compared to the other one. Actually, could have hung it over the keys yesterday. I don't know if that works. Are we super zoomed in or are we super zoomed out? We're super zoomed out, right. So it's got to be flat the other way around, I can't see. Genuine Shimano chain. It's the 105 chain. I actually find these are slightly better than the current ones because they've switched to this e-bike configuration now, so they're all e-bike compatible. The Ultigo ones and the 105s are not that dissimilar, but they are anything up to a tenner cheaper depending on where you're buying it from. There's not that much weight difference either, so you know, a slightly sceptical person might suggest that they're actually one and the same, and they just dropped them in the box, stamped them up differently and charge you an extra tenner. I am in the process of switching to Shimano because to SRAM, because the SRAMs work with the HG Hyperglides. Just be careful with your chains now because there are some different standards. So this chain here, because it's also Link Glide compatible as opposed to Hyperglide. So HG is your Hyperglide, that's what most of them have been for the past sort of 15-20 20 years. Shimano have got another standard as well now, could link glide, and there might even be another one. And this chain will actually work with 10, 11 and 9 speeds, but you've got to have a link glide hub for that to work. So I'm guessing the spacings between the things are the same as the higher ones, whereas when you go to a 9-speed hyperglide, it's a fatter chain, and the same with the 10-speed, they're a fatter chain. So if you try and run a 11-speed on a 10, it won't fit over the cog teeth. Teeth's probably the best word. No, they're kind of not really. They are, I suppose they are. Yeah. And vice versa. If you try to run a 10-speed on an 11-speed setup, the chain won't sit right. It'll keep catching. And I've seen a video the other day where somebody's chain was catching, and they claimed they got a proper chain on, but I suspect that they've got a hyperglide hub, and that they were a 10-speed link glide hub. Link glide hub, yeah, and they were running a HG chain on it. In fact, I think MapDeck did one as well on an e-bike, because it's generally the e-bikes that you find them on, where the same thing, it wasn't shifting right, and the bike shop had put the wrong ones on. Right, so that's the one we need to break, that one there. So I've just measured up against the other one. I know the other one's the right length. Nothing to suggest that anybody's been fiddling with it or swapped the derailleur out and then to make up the length themselves, because there is a proper way of doing it, a wrong way of doing it. It's getting a bit old this now, and the rubber on the end of the things has gone a bit manky. Right. I think I said before, that's the foot spanner. Is it foot spanner or a fat spanner? I can't remember now. It'll come to me. I think it was a fat spanner. One. Had that ages, brilliant, just works. As with all Shimano chains, make sure the writing's on the outside. If you can't see the writing, you've got it the wrong way round. There is no right way round, up or down. Just make sure you get it in the right place. Feed it over where you've got the chain. So I find it better to just feed it over the cog. Then get it to a point where you can feed it through here. It's easier if you do it on the littlest to littlest. So there's more chain hanging down there to keep it weighted. Chain's done a runner, so get it back onto the little cog again. Round that one. It's around the guide wheel. Up and over that one, not under it, since I've made that mistake many times. Put it the wrong way. Come on, smell it all. You're not even looking, are you? We're in the right place now. Flipping camera work on this video is shocking, even by my standards. Right, so there's a little bar in there that's part of the support for it, but it has to go over it, and then when it runs through it shouldn't grate on it. Yeah. If you get it wrong, you'll be the other side of it and it'll make a great old row. So if your chain's making a row when you put it on, it's more than likely you've done that wrong. Right, so we need the split links. So 11-speed Shimano HG chains have a speed link, or whatever it is they call them. I think SRAM call it speed link. There is a direction for these, so the direction of travel of the chain is like that when you're going forwards, so make sure the arrow that you can see points that way. Even though the arrow on this side is going to be pointing the other way, that doesn't matter. I have no idea. Now, when you the old fishtail ones, yeah, makes perfect sense. why you put them a certain way around. These, I have no idea. I do not know what the difference is. So if somebody knows why, please tell me. But mechanically, I can't see a reason. This is why I don't wear gloves, because I can't grip when it's oily. Oh, we've got it. Right. You could do the thing where you give that a good whack right now. But we have a proper tool somewhere. There we go. So, link tool. Make sure that's out of the way, or it's going to catch your fingers. Insert it in the appropriate aperture. And then... Oh, don't want to play today. I might be doing it the bang method. Just checking I've got them in together. I've noticed this lately. These are becoming really, really hard to. I wonder if it's. No, I can't get it any. Can't get it any closer than that either, I don't think. No, that's it. I might be giving it the bang in a minute. There. I remember a couple of months ago I had one of these. It just would not seat. It's not going yet. There you go. It's the other way of doing it. Just get it so it's a bang and it's pulled it back around. That's annoying. Well, there you go. Shows even when you've got the proper tools it doesn't always work. Right, I might have to stick a pedal on this because I've taken the pedals, and I have had incidents where I've managed to run over my finger trying to do this. So we will stick a pedal back on this side a moment. The feel sounds a bit gnarly. No, it's okay. It just sounds a bit rough. I don't know if they're a ball race or a thing on them, but like with most of them, I'll just leave them be. This is right hand side, so it should be a normal right hand thread. I'll just stick it in. It's just so I can spin the thing around without me getting. So when I've spun it around like that before, every now and again I come across and get my finger in there and then make a right old mess. Yeah, it does make a mess as well. One of the other cyclists at the club got his finger stuck between the chain and Right, let's chuck that chain in the bin before any more disasters. Right. I'll have to wash my hands, yep. Just go and wash my hands. Still recording. Didn't know you were still recording. Back. Right, let's have a quick look at this front wheel. Just had a quick tidy up of my working environment because it was a little bit messy. I've spotted something already. I'm missing both sets of springs off the skewers. Fortunately I don't. I think I have a stash somewhere. It says. 1, 2, no, it's about some more of them. Going through them at a rate of knots. You won't believe how many of these come in with no things on, so I don't think we need to go further than just make sure it is just one, because they were getting inside each other. You won't believe how many bites I get in either with these missing or the wrong way round is a particular favourite. Right, let's get this thing off. I'll leave that, and then I'll leave that, and that, and possibly that, and that. Right, that goes on there, that goes on there. Let's see how well torqued up this was. If I got the parts washer out, we could have chucked it in, but I thought I'd cleaned them, to be honest. Anywho, this doesn't make my life a little bit easier. Where's the fat boy? There it is. So one of these is fatter than the others, and I have a nifty little gadge. That actually comes with them when you buy them. Actually, it doesn't now. One of the ones I've just bought wasn't. I can't tell what sort of bearings these are. They're a little bit mucky in there. Let's have a... see if I can see what's going off, see whether they're loose bearings that just need packing or whether they're a bowl race. Still none the wiser. A sneaking suspicion these are going to be bowl raced. Not bowl raced, loose bearing, looking at that. Spin's nice. I suspect it just wants a bit of grease in there. And that's a bit growly as well. So, could be we just need a bit of grease in it. So let's get a few spanners out. See which ones we need. We're going to need a 15. I don't know what size that is. That's very loose. Never had one that's been anything less than a 13. 13 and probably a 17. 19. Don't know why I've got two 19s. I think I bought it specifically for something and then bought a complete set of them. Could just use a normal spanner on this, to be honest. Right, they are. It is a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. We're going to get into a world of pain very quickly here. That's not wanting to come off. It's slightly seized on. 16, 19. It is moving now. I think the axle's moving on that side. It is very corroded though. Just put a little bit of... I don't think I've got any WD-40 down here. I ought to really. Let's put a bit of lube on it. fortunately it's not spinning on this side, but I do need to keep an eye out for it doing that. I think we're nearly there, it's getting to... Oh, I don't think I've had one for ages that's been this stiff. I'm missing something, well, there's no... it is clearing a lot of crap out of it. I think it's just really badly corroded. Could have done with some copper slip on it. I think the axle's not a particularly strong quality metal. I shouldn't be able to put this force into it though. So we're nearly there now. There's one thing, it should go back on a bit easier than it came off. Oh, that's wound. Right, I can see slightly better. I thought we might be able to pop that cap off, but see what's in there. But we can. Work out where it pops. We'll just leave that for a minute. I want to get this off. It just feels very loose. Very graunchy. Right. Not any further. Give it something to dance with. Oh, it's going a lot better, that one. Right, so we should be able to get it so far and then see whether we're hitting loose balls or whether it's a bearing. Because if it's a bearing, I can just pop out the offending bearing. Right, looks like it might be a bearing. We might be in luck. Yes. You beauty. I bet we can convert these to through axle. Not that it gets you anything because they've got no disc on. There weren't many through axle rim brake frames. It's mainly the other way around. You get some disc brake frames that have normal wheels. Right, that's weird, that's not coming out of there. Why is that not coming out of there? I think I might have to get the screwdriver on this one. It's getting warm in here. I'll turn the aircon on in a minute. Come on, off you come. That's it. Turn the aircon on. Right, so we've got the cap off. I've not stripped one of these down that's not a through axle. So I'm kind of stumped as to what's holding that in, unless there's a raised bit in the middle. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I can get there you go. Yeah, it's a bearing. And what's the one at the other side that sounds a bit growly, so I suspect if we just give this a knock, it'll knock it out to the other side. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it was just minging. I think we've caught this just in time, because that had got some corrosion onto the point where it might have started slipping. So need to get that dust cover off. So this is where we start putting things down in the order that they come off. So that goes first. Then we've got a series of shims which I will put down in the order they came off. And we've got what looks like a, yeah, it's a fairly gnarly feeling bearing. That one feels alright. That one feels like a bag of spanners. Now what I don't know is what is in there, so we've got to knock that bearing out and then we'll have to take this off and have a look at it. I might have one of these for one of these wheels, but I think it's just that bearing there that's got the issue. So I can't remember which side you have to come through to get that. I think it's this side. Now I might get away with a 10 on this one. So if I can find these. A 10. I've got a funny feeling these might be a 10. Weird. I think I'm just hitting on the back of the bearing. Yep. Right, so we've got that rather growly bearing out. I might have to nip up and go and get another tool because I don't think. Oh, I might have. I think it's an 11. I've got a sneaking suspicion it's an 11. It is. It's not a 10, it's an 11. And I haven't got the 11 down here with me. I had this problem last time. Yes, I did send an 11 down this time. Because it does look a little bit torxy. No. So I think I'm going to have to go and find the 11 that I've got, which I ought to have chopped in here, to be honest. Just check it's not. No. Right, I think I'm going to have to go and get the bus shifted out of the way and go and fetch the other one. All I'm trying to do is just eliminate the fact that, because that sounds pretty rough as well, but I've got a sneaky suspicion that that might be loose bearing, and I don't want to pop that out and get that out of there and then find that it's I mean, I think that's alright. No, I think that's alright. I think it was just the bearing. We're not going to take that out. You can see it's the bearing. It's absolutely mullered. I'll look in my box of bearings and see what we've got. Yeah, it doesn't feel right, that. It's only just on the way out. It's got a bit of play and it doesn't sound nice. I think we've knocked the other one out, haven't we? Is the other one still in there? I have two minds. I'm going to have to do one and that, I'll do the other. Bearings. Right, so it is a 600 RS. That's the top of it, so it's a decent bearing, that. Right, I've probably got about 3 or 4 different sets of these. No, that's not it. I'm pretty sure I've got them. 803 free fob. No, that's the big ones. No. Oh God, don't say I don't have these. No. Oh God, this is looking bad. Oh, Vision 600, these are the ones, yeah, the Vision wheels. Is it a Vision? Fulcrum. Right, there you go, they're the bearings. Oh, smooth. Right, might need some more of them. I'm running out. So 600, we'll put it in. If it's still rattly, we might end up knocking it back out again and going to get some more. I don't know if these are 600s as well. No, 601s. What were they? No, they definitely don't fit. No, no. We've got some ceramics in here as well. In fact, they might be ceramics. Oh, what's this? No, I think they're the next size down. These are skateboard ones. These are the ones we used to repair the thingy was. These are 608s. And they're the right. Vision rear. So we've got to get some more 600s. What are they doing there? We need to knock that one out now. I think the bearing pusher's not going to work on that one. Got to be careful because there could be a shim in there as well. Will that one do? I don't think that's going to. Oh, might do. Actually, I might have unscrewed that. What will we do? We'll give this a go. Yeah, that's not ripping that. Worth a try. Like I said, I don't think it's that. I'm pretty sure it's the other one. We'll be able to tell when we get into this next bit. Because that feels alright. Could probably do with a bit of grease, but I really don't want to start taking that out and then have all the balls fall everywhere. Because I put money on it is still loose ball. I'm pretty sure I've got one of them anyway, so if it does turn out it's this that's knackered, I can just go and get one of these that holds the thing out of the thing and just slap it on. There's part of me that just can't leave it alone there. But we'll have a go. Right, what's the best way to put these in then? The pointless Temu kit out. It's not Temu, it's AliExpress, but never mind. So it's a 600, 600, 600, 600, 601, 6 times, and there you go. 10 by 26. Well, there's no cutout to get your finger under on these. Right, so we need that one. We need a ball bearing. We've still not knocked this out, have we? No way of doing it. And that'll do it. So there's a sleeve inside here, and if I shove this through from here and push the sleeve out of the way, yeah, I can get onto the back of that. So the sleeve in the middle that keeps the bearings at a set distance apart for the preloading, if you push that down with the tool, you can catch the edge of the bearing and then out it comes. They're not really a deep interference fit. Just check they are the same. That's why it says left and right. So that's that one. So that needs to go back in the pot. We need to find the other ones, which I think is one of these says vision right hand side. So that needs to go back in its pot. Whichever where the pot was. Let's move this out of the way. Me waffling on camera again. Right, knackered bearing. Bearing we're keeping. No. One of these says Vision free hub bearing. Vision rear, that's the one, right. £5 each. Right, so we've got that back in there. I did one, right, this is this one. Yes, and it should say £5 each, 601. 601, spot on. Don't like the seal on that, to be honest, because that's open. In fact, that bearing's seized. No, I've just mullered it, bashing it off. Right. So we need a 601 and we need a 6001 and a 601. Put the 6000 back. Put that on there. That one goes in that side. That one that goes in that side. Where's he gone? So this is one of my AliExpress buys, and to be honest, every time I've tried using it, I've not been able to use it. This is probably the only time it works. So again, put them in, be gentle with it. You should feel it bottom out. That's it. Make sure you recover your plugs, put them on there. Right. Now we need to reassemble this in reverse order. So we've got a shim to put on, it goes there, and we've got that to put on, which goes there. And we can knock that in afterwards, but I'll probably end up doing it before. We'll just put that away, and you have to jiggle the bit that's in the middle round again. Right, it's generally suffering at the moment because we haven't got this in the right place. So let's find a suitably big socket. I'm feeling I might have been better off pressing this in. Push it in with your fingers. Right, and that should mate with that other piece that was underneath. So that first shim I put in, that's why it had a raised shoulder, was to get a nice flush fit on the back of there. So if we just give that a quick clean out, it's looking better already. Right, we will put some bit of grease on this just to stop any corrosion from getting through, make sure it's lathered up and it gives it a bit of a barrier. That's it, looks nice. Same on this end, we just need to grease this thread. In fact, I'm actually going to put some anti-seize on that. Good job I told Steve that bike was done and everything was fine on it. So he didn't hear the grumbling wheel. It's because I didn't do a full M check. So there's a lesson there, do the full M check at the beginning. We just started tearing into it. Keep losing my cloth. Let's get over that door. You can't see it's absolute chaos behind here. It's like Blue Peter on steroids. Right. So this should drive all the way in and hit that solid. So it should be a lot better now going in. And just hit a crunchy bit. Right. So on this bit we'll put a bit of red grease. No other reason, just to keep the muck and shit out from this part of the axle. It's not a bearing surface. And they're not an interference fit either, so when the bearings do seize they tend to spin. So I'm going to have to put the preload on myself actually by the feel of this, because if I drive it all the way in it's too tight, so I suspect it might want shimming better than it already is. Again, let's get some anti-seize on these threads, just because we've already seen that they're in a bit of a mess as it is. Make sure it's got the knurling to the outside. It's difficult to tell, it's that minging. So it looks like I'm going to have to preload these in the same way I preload a cooking cone one. What's the remote gone? Tea is going to be next. Tea was brought to you today by Joanne. It's being awkward. That's better. Run it over the threads a couple of times, get that, make sure that molly slips all the way in there. Finger tight that one up. Finger tight that one up. So I find out I can't get that over the top. No, we can. All's good. Right. So. Right, that is it. Right. Right, that's the catch in, so let's back that off slightly. So I need about 4 pairs of hands, because it's a bit draggy. Right. So normally I put this in a vise, but I don't have a vise down here. This is why I tend to do wheels up at the other one. So I've backed that out now to take some pressure off the bearings, and it's still not enough, so I'm going to take a bit more off, and hopefully that will work. A bit more, I think. I need to back that one off slightly. Oh, come on. Oh, that's not cracked that off that end. I'm going to cry because then that's a nightmare. I think we've got it now. Right, new bearings. Sounds a lot better. this back on. So while we're here, two minds about this. Some of the bike shops you see them put grease on here just to try and stop corrosion and crap from getting in behind this. I'm not entirely sure that there's a valid argument for doing that, but a couple of blobs of grease isn't going to hurt anybody. Newton meters, one adapter, I've lost it, where did I put that? Thought I fetched it up with all the gubbins that came in there. It is. It's already in. Don't forget, I say this all the time, use your chain whip or your magic gadget that I've got. Never use the paws. Just like this, and I've seen some fairly reputable businesses doing that. It knackers your free hubs up. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a growly bearing going on in there, but that sounds a million times better. Right, I can't believe I was sweating out of it. And it was getting very hot in here. Right. Spin it round. Now definitely want some lube on here. To the other end. Boom, job's a good one. Right, let's get it in the frame. I'm pretty sure that's good. I don't think the wheel's straight. Let's get the gears up into an easier one. Oh, that's a million times better. Free up's a little bit noisy, but we'll get that next time. Checking, put the springs on the right way around. Yeah. Seems to be causing some issues then, the springs. That's it. Oh, God, that bike's light. Right, that back axle's running nice now. Free up's a little noisy, not going to worry about that because I know I've got a spare, we just swap it out. I've pretty much given up trying to service them, they're a pain up the backside, so it's easier just to buy another one. They're like 30-40 quid, just buy another one. I've got, as I said, I've got a spare one that we've rebuilt, and if that one dies I can rebuild it. It might be on raced things, but that's fine. Sounds really good that actually. Yeah, can't hear it now. A little bit of noise I can hear through the frame. But no, spot on, right, we finally cracked it. So what we're doing to this one, give it an M check all the way through, put the original stem back on, unseized the front brakes, fixed the broken gear shifter, which I haven't actually found out what happened to it. It wasn't damaged in transport or an accident. The previous owner trod on it. So I don't know whether he trod on it, it fell off or what. But like I said, £24, £26 will buy you a new lever. They're on offer at the moment. They used to be 60 quid. One of the places is selling them for 25, somebody else for 30. So I might tell Steve to pick one of them up, or I'm not going to pick one up. I can't be asked, to be honest. I don't run anything that's non-disc now, so there's no point in me having a spare blade. And like I said, it's normally this one that gets broken, weirdly. That side, not that side. Though both the horns are knackered, and you do get a new horn with it. So I put money on there, about a tenner to buy. So if you buy that, you get that with it anyway. So, but it looks okay. It's almost in line now. It's slightly off, but it's not so you'd notice it. Good enough. Unseized the back brake as well. Fixed that one. Pulled the seat out. Got that ready for doing. Got the brake pedals off, which you didn't see. We did that on camera. That was an absolute pig. That one was stuck on. I had to use big Allen key with a spanner on the end of it, and then another spanner hooked into that as well to get the leverage to break that off, and eventually it went. We have replaced the gear cable because we took the shifter off and fixed the shifter. We've realigned that, put the chain out, and finally we have replaced two bearings at a £5 each in the back wheel, and that one's definitely mullered, and that one's, yeah, actually that's the one that's really noisy. That was the one that felt alright in the frame, but yeah, that's weird. If you put your finger in that side and split it from that side, it's fine. Put it in from that side and it doesn't feel fine, but then I'm spinning that and that actually sounds worse than this one. But like I said, it's usually that side that goes anyway. It is the one that's on the non-thingy side, so that would make sense. But they're both fairly growly, both knackered, both needed replacing. So we've done that, so I can write the report up and get that one done. Total cost, parts for this one gear cable, that's about £7 for the genuine Shimano ones from out of my stock. The bearings are £5 each. They are good bearings as well, they're not the Chinese. I don't know when that stopped recording or if it stopped. Don't forget this. Because you need this. Fortunately, it's most wheels will hang like this when you've got them on a little chain. Yeah, I am working in bare feet. My Crocs are saturated and I couldn't be bothered to go and get anything else. Floor's clean in here, apart from all the crap I've thrown over it in the last 24 hours. Right. Let me drop this onto the floor. No, that's fine now. no, all good. It was making a horrible noise even on light spin over. Now it's nice and quiet. So that's it, now we're done. Finally, no more missing bits. Both them bearings changed. Nothing else missing. All good to go. I've just checked, no issues. Recover the things. So Steve's donated these to the cause. Left, right hand side, so it should just do it normally. So he runs Shimano, which I thought he did, so we've got these off for him. He can just drop his Shimano pedals straight on. Doing him a bike fit next week, so this one can disappear out the door and move on to the next one, which I believe is I've got somebody's gravel bike coming. I have got Kath's bike that's over there that I've done already. That was just a minor tweak. So the Planet X blue bike of the black and blue ones. So I've just done the black one. Its sister's here. That's done. That's going. What else have we got? Wayne's bike's coming at some point. The TCR with the weird hybrid hydraulic setup that we did last year. That's coming to get the parts donated off the Defy that got mangled in the car accident. So we're going to put it into get rid of the hybrid shit and sticking that on. What else have we got coming? Can't remember now. There's a gravel bike, I think it's possibly Tracy's. Jerry's bringing a load of bikes. I've got a bike fit for Janet. Turner. Janet Green, Sue Turner's sister. Sue Pilling's sister. Can never get. don't. I get into so much trouble calling them the wrong name. But anyway, this one's going. Jobs are good. It's off to its new home. It's a shame what's happened with the person that owned it, why they're not riding anymore. But you know, bikes are bikes. Bikes need to ride. Otherwise, they're just room ornaments, or they're sat in the shed waiting to get nicked. That's my view. Anyway, let's leave it there. Like and subscribe. As I always say, these aren't structured instructional videos. These are just come along. I'm tinkering in the shed. Watch how it's done. See all the stupid things I do. See all the pitfalls I do. See the kind of problems you're going to have, like that seized up nut. You know, you go onto map deck and that just comes straight off. It'd all be pre-undone, put back together again. Oh look, it just comes undone. I don't think he does that, to be honest, but there's lots that do. You see stuff and they're like, oh, it's come off. Yeah, that's already had that spanner on it. You can see it's still bloody steaming. You know, and that might have been what we needed to do with that pedal. I was struggling to get that pedal out the other day. If it hadn't just suddenly gone, the next thing it was going up to the workshop to have the blowtorch on it. Just to loosen it up, wouldn't have done any harm. I shot it through from the back. I put it somewhere down there out of the way. Shot it through from the back just to heat that area up. You know, there's no chance of damaging the bonding because it's a 105, so it's a solid cast unit. It's not like the Ultigras. Anyway, right, that's it. It's enough rambling. See you the next time. I've got to go and tons of cleaning up to do now. I said jobs are good, but I can't find the remote. There we go.